One of the primary concerns that a client has when they visit a psychologist is that they are struggling because of some thoughts and emotions that they are neither able to control nor able to handle. So the primary role of any psychologist is to help the client manage their thoughts and emotions. The difference between any psychologist and a transformational psychologist is that the transformational psychologist would just not stop at helping clients manage their thoughts and emotions, but actually help them recondition the same. You may be wondering, what is the difference between managing thoughts and emotions and reconditioning them? That is exactly what we will focus on in this video. But before that, go ahead and subscribe to this channel so that we can share more valuable resources that will help you develop powerful therapeutic skills. If you have already subscribed, do share this video with other mental practitioners on social networks and on WhatsApp groups. Let us say a client is struggling with stage fear. As a result of this stage fear, every time the client has to speak on a stage in front of a large audience, he or she would request someone else to do so. The client was able to get away with this till now because of the nature of their work. Now the client is due for a promotion that can really help the client become a part of the big league. The client really wants to accept the promotion, but the problem is that one of the key responsibilities after promotion is to represent the company at various events that the company participates in. This would require the client to speak on a stage very frequently, which means the client's options going forward really are: 1. To overcome the stage fear, or 2. To give up this promotion, and the client doesn't really want to give up the promotion. So when the client seeks help from a psychologist, the psychologist will help the client overcome this fear. Let us look at the steps that most psychologists will take to help the client to do so. First step is to help the client identify the emotion that the client is experiencing. In this case, the emotion is fear. Second step is to help the client identify the trigger, as in what triggers this emotion. In the current case, let's say it's the stage. Third step is to help the client realize that it is not the stage that is directly triggering the fear, but that the stage triggers a thought like people will laugh at me, and it's this thought that triggers the fear. Once the client realizes this connection between the thought and the emotion, the next step is to help the client identify the specific thoughts that the client has that leads them to this emotion. Once the client identifies the unhelpful thought, the next thought is to help the client learn how they can dispute their thoughts which are unhelpful and rationalize them with the help of more helpful thoughts. So in the current case, since the unhelpful thought is that people will laugh at me, the psychologist can help the client dispute the thought by making them ask a question: how do I really know? And follow it up with a more helpful thought like, I will only know once I speak. Which means the next time the client has to speak on a stage, the conversation that takes place in the client's mind is something like, people will laugh at me, but I don't really know that. I will only know what will be people's reaction after I speak. Now, as a result of this new conversation, the client may no longer be as afraid of speaking on stage as they were earlier. They may not still be completely confident, but hopefully the fear will no longer stop them from speaking on stage. This is a good example of managing thoughts and emotions. The existing thoughts and emotions are still present, but we have helped the client reduce the impact by disputing the thought. So, this is what any psychologist would do. Now, what would a transformational psychologist do instead? You guessed it right. A transformational psychologist would focus on helping clients recondition their thoughts and emotions. Wait, what does recondition mean? And how is it different from managing thoughts and emotions? From the example above, we know that when it comes to managing, existing thoughts and emotions are still present. We are just helping the client reduce the impact of these thoughts and emotions by disputing existing thoughts. And also, we are not really working on the emotion directly, but only via the thoughts. What if we could help the client completely change their thought patterns? That is, when the client sees the stage, their first thought is, I've prepared well, so let me have some fun. Notice how we are not talking about having unhelpful thoughts and then disputing it, but replacing the unhelpful thought with the helpful thoughts completely. That would be amazing, wouldn't it? And what if I said we could also directly work with the emotion and help the client replace this fear with calmness, confidence, or any other emotion that the client really found more helpful? Now, that sounds too good to be true, right? Is that really possible, or I am just kidding now? Well, I am not really kidding. And yes, it is really possible. And this is what reconditioning thoughts and emotions really mean. If you are wondering how can we do this, that is exactly what I will tell you in the next video. If you would like to be notified about the next video, do watch this space and follow us. I would also request you to join us in this mission to help mental health practitioners develop advanced therapeutic skills. You can do so by liking this video, commenting on it, and sharing it with your friends and your colleagues. And if you are now ready to take the next step and not just understand these concepts but also learn them through practical application and under supervision, do check out the different training programs and internship opportunities for psychologists and psychology students on the iCharts website.